Gentlemen, uh, today I have requested Lieutenant Colonel Ankur Sabharwal. I call him Chavi. We are classmates from NDA. I've requested him to, throw some light on this transition because he's had a very comfortable and a very successful transition. He was busy. He was in Odisha today morning. He's come. I requested him for this webinar. He's taken out some time. A brief about him is he's a psychologist. He's been into talent acquisition for the army, as in he was been a psychologist at various SSBs. He's a master's in military psychology. He's done postgraduate diploma in business management, both in one in operation management and one in international business. Plus, he's done BSc computers with me when we were in NDA. Look at his tenures. He's been with UN. He's been at DIPR Delhi. He's been with various SSBs. He's been an instructor. So he's been, he has got exposure of each and every part of army. And more so, all those participants in our batch who were like slightly confused, slightly apprehensive that they are not from the technical background. So he's an example. He's he's from psychology and he doesn't have any technical background and he's an infantarian. So you can vouch for him. Whatever he says is actually the truth. And today he would be covering the he's chosen the name of his presentation as Z Kitback. Am I right?
Yeah.
And he's writing a book also with the same name. So over to you, Ankur.
Thanks, Rajat. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity. And good morning, everyone. It's I can't express. It's a privilege and a lot of happiness it brings when we speak to our fellow veterans. And
Just a second, Ankur. Just a moment, Ankur. I'm sorry, forgot to tell him present appointment. He's a vice president operations in education with the Philips. With Philips as of now, he's based in Bombay. Sorry,
thanks.
all yours.
So I was saying it's always a privilege because 6 months back I was there where you all are and looking for a job, finding the best uh, model of happiness for me. Not very long ago. I'm sure that there'll be a lot of questions which will be there in your mind: how to do, what not to do. I will attempt and answer most of the questions because theory puri pata thi. Practically, yes, there's a little bit of destiny, a little bit of luck, a little bit of providence which was involved. And as we move ahead, please do make sure that you do not go back with any question in your mind. I'll give you answers of most of the questions. Rest is up to you. So all the best. Yes, my exposure has been Army gave me a lot. Can I share my screen now, Rajat? Is it possible? Let's see. Rajat, just confirm if you are able to see my screen. Rajat, is the screen visible?
Yes, sir, it is visible, sir.
Okay.
Yes, it is
Thanks. Thank you
visible.
so much.
Thank you.
So this is where that famous song comes into mind. Kya karein, kya na karein. Verticals. What should I take PMR is already long past. I interact with a lot of people who are deciding to move out or not. So that is why this first question. Second is why should I take, again, this is what should I do after PMR? Which area should I work on? My expertise, passion, or to earn, plain and simple. Where do I stand today in my personal life, my career, my health, my mind or mindset? Years or months I have for the preparation. What is the procedure for approval of PMR, DGR course or not? Where to do DGR course? How should I write my resume? Things to look for in a job: location, remuneration, or social status, position I should apply for, or role or scope, work in a set startup or established brand. Should I touch my corpus? Where am I placed in the corporate world? And who has more longevity in an organization, a short service commission officer or a regular officer? I hope I've covered most of the questions. And if there is anything else that you want to add, please do let me know. So we are good to go? Okay. So I call it Z kit bag. If you all remember, while you were in academy, Z kit bag used to be taught to us. Zamini banawat, khabar, irada, tarika for any operation. Before launching any operation, we always carry out the planning part. And I will call this transition nothing else but a military operation, but it has to be planned really well. There is no doubts about it. There are few things that you will have to forego. One is the PCK, which we keep relying on. कि कोर्स के लिए जाना है तो प्री कोर्स नॉलेज क्या है, लोगों का ज्ञान कितना है. प्लीज रिमेंबर, whatever somebody is telling you is based on his or her perception. It is not it may or may not be completely true. So this is one thing which I want to, before we move on further, I would request you to note it somewhere that don't rely on any PCK, because there is no PCK for this. I'll just give you a brief about myself, and then I'll tell you how whatever I did helped me moving on. NDA, obviously joined 4 Bihar, 10 years in JNK, Nagaland. I was an instructor in IIM'B for a short stint. Whatever, I was instructor in CIW school, youngest officer to be posted there. And then when I decided in June 2014 that I need to. Is the screen visible or am I visible now? I'm not used Zoom for quite some time. Okay. So in June 2014, I decided, rather January 2014, I decided that I need to, I had already moved about 11 postings. A child had grown. I couldn't be with them. So I realized that, it's more than enough. I was doing fairly okay in my career as a military officer. But then I decided now I need to move on. I'm sure the same question some of you must have decided, and some of you because of their superannuation, or some of you because of the merit and other things, they must have moved on. Can somebody tell me what is the first question that comes to your mind? We'll divide into 3 brackets. So any short service commission officer, 10 plus 14 or 10 years of service, what is the first thing that came to your mind when you realize that now you need to move on?
Your
Ankur,
screen is
just a
not
second.
shared.
I think your screen has stopped sharing. Can you reshare your screen, please?
No, I deliberately stopped it. I'll
Okay,
reshare
got
it.
it, got it,
Yeah.
got it.
I just wanted to interact. Yeah.
Right.
Jain sir,
So-
Lieutenant Commander Yashwant Charan, 33 SSB GTO.
Hi, Yashwant. How are you?
Sir,
Great
all
to
good,
see
sir. How are you?
you. Great. So anybody who can just tell me, a short service commission officer, what was the first thing which came to your mind when you realize now you need to move on?
Sir, I am a short service commission officer, so I knew
Great.
that I have to move on. The date will be after 10 years or 12 years or 14 years. So I decided it will be 12 years. And accordingly, I opted for GTO course. Got through, got a good
So
time.
you are a planned person, Yashwant. Some of us are there who actually this thing comes as a surprise, and they realize after 10, 12 years that they may not be planning that much. So anybody, I'm sure Yashwant, you had planned, we had interacted at length while I was there in Bhopal.
Yes,
So
sir.
anybody who was slightly less planned and suddenly it dawned on him or her that they need to move out. So I take it that all are seasoned soldiers here. Anybody with 20 years of service who has moved out, apart from Rajat, because I keep interacting with him. And what is the first thing that came to your mind?
Sir, morning, sir. Ramgarh
Hi,
Vinith, sir.
Vineet, how are you? Hi, how
You
are you?
remember, sir?
Yeah,
Namkum.
Vineet. My
And
G2,
we are
I
connected
remember.
also.
Yeah. So Vineet, what
Uh,
was the first thing you've taken a decision now? What is the first thing which came to
yeah.
your mind?
Sir, actually, to be very frank, though it's in an open community, but we are all people who know each other. My decision to quit was, I'll not say impromptu, but it was a little unplanned because I had certain domestic issues at home. My mother suddenly getting into a serious health issue, dad unable to manage family issues, daughter
So what
studies,
is
like you said.
the first thing which came to
So
your mind after you took the decision? Okay.
after I took the decision, the first thing I decided was, where am I going to? Plonk myself, settle down.
Okay.
For me,
So look.
Bangalore is my hometown, so I decided nothing better than this. it may
Amazing.
what is now actually playing on my mind is whether this was the right decision I took or not to opt for Bangalore and try and stay put in Bangalore. Because now,
Okay.
after having interacted with numerous people, this is a thing which is constantly interrupting my focus, saying that this may be a incorrect decision of trying to hold on to one place.
So location was first thing which came to your mind. Where should
That
you
was
be
the
located?
first thing. Yeah, first thing.
Anybody else
The
who's
second,
got?
one more point I would like to just put
Yeah,
across is, sir, I'm not able to equate whether, as a PMR officer, whether we should equate yourself at a pitch. Where do you pitch yourself in comparison to an SSC officer,
So
or should you equate yourself with
that
them?
we'll try to answer, Vineet. We'll try to answer that.
Yeah, these are
Because
one or
I'm
two.
sure everybody is gunning. There are a lot of questions. We'll answer. We'll
Yeah,
try
yeah.
to answer all the questions.
So
So again,
some
coming back to the
dilemmas.
question, the location was first thing that came to your mind. Anybody
And
else who
second
differs?
question, sir.
Morning, sir,
Ankur.
Manpreet.
Hi, Ankur. I'm Colonel Neelgagan. So,
Good morning, sir. Sir,
I'm SS-70, right? So I commanded 3 guards. So the first thing which why this decision? This decision was the other day. Also, I was telling one of the panelists who came, Dr. Sukhvinder, that when I did bios, I was deploying half squadron and 2 troops on the map. Then I went for my JC. I started deploying squadrons. I felt happy. Then I went for Wellington. I went to Wellington. I started deploying regiments. I felt even happier. Then I went to senior command. I started deploying brigades. I felt orgasmic. But learning kuch nahi tha. There was nothing new that I was learning. And secondly, after 20 years, I'm actually working for 35% of the pay. I'm working
okay.
for
So
35%.
yeah. So sir, what I was asking was that you've taken a decision. That decision can be for various reasons. There's no one reason for anyone. I have removed that slide deliberately when I take it for my course mates or people who are trying to looking for a transition. There can be n number of reasons: parents, domestic issues, money. It can be anything: challenging job, growth, personal growth. But once you decided, what was the first question which came to your mind? Once you've taken a decision now,
Yeah.
now moving on. What is the
Now,
first thing which?
the first one, कि अभी तो no bullet has been fired. कि just in case if it misses the target, तो करूँगा क्या?
Okay, so you're looking for a role, I'll say.
Yeah, role. There is now that element of uncertainty. When you speak to people, they say yes, there is a recession coming or whatever. Things are not.
No, sir, I would request. I'll answer all your questions because
The first thing was whether
it'll be
I'll get
helping you all. It'll be
okay,
helping you all. So
okay.
the first thing, because now what I understand from your decision making is that role was one thing which came to your mind.
Role,
कि मुझे यार
firstly,
एक
whether
challenging
I'll,
और बढ़िया role चाहिए.
yeah,
बढ़िया
firstly,
role चाहिए.
the
Yeah,
thing was whether I'll get a role commensurate to my capabilities.
correct.
Yeah.
Basically, role. You're looking
Yeah,
for a
role.
role.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
बाकी चीजें was like priority 2 and 3. See, everything is a priority. But जैसे हम casualty evacuation में भी बोलते हैं ना P1, P2, P3,
Yeah,
P4.
absolutely.
So this is your like Vineet's P1 was location, your P1 was role of position.
Yeah.
Somebody must be thinking for somebody else was social status, rising up in high, becoming a vice president or a president of a company or a CEO. Was that also one of the priorities, the top priority?
For me, you asking?
No, I'm asking. I'm just throwing the open question. I've understood. So for you, role and position was the first thing.
Yeah.
Is there anybody else for whom money was first and foremost priority to move out?
Not money per se, but progression ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I understand. So like we need to earn to survive. But there are a lot of people who say that I'm working for peanuts, and like Sunil sir brought out that 35%. So money, like a lot of people, they move out for having a good compensation when they move out. So that is not incorrect. Sir. Please don't mind me saying this. It's absolutely not correct. A lot of people are doing that. Okay. So anybody was somebody was speaking. Yes, sir.
Sir,
I'm Shivam Kataria. Yes, sir. आप बताएं, sir. Sanjay, sir.
चलो आपने शुरू कर दिया तो आप बताओ. I am Lieutenant Colonel Sanjay. I am SC officer. Morning. I am SC officer, 99 commission. Now I am 57 years old, but I want to work not for just for money, money to maintain myself.
To keep you engaged and do something tangible. Okay,
yes,
perfect.
That is the period.
Shivam, you were saying something?
Sir, Jai Hind, sir. I'm Lieutenant Colonel Shivam, sir. I'm a short service commissioned officer. And I'm coming back to your previous question, sir. For me, it was not a planned thing, sir. I had applied for PC. I did not get it. So that is the main thing. I'm here today. I'm from the Corps of Engineers, sir, and mostly with the works background. I've done AG tenure, G tenure. I've been the EPO, dealt with the procurement and all. And I've been in the regiment also. From the Corps of Engineers, you lead a regimental life as well. So while in Forge, someone was there to tell me, ये करना है, अभी वो करना है, and I was doing it very well. So that is unfortunate part I did not get that the system is. Now what I feel is like on 9th of March next year when we retire, what next?
No,
Although with
Shivam,
the previous
pardon me interrupting you, Shivam. And ladies and gentlemen, the whole point is you will be able to get benefited if we are able to have correct answers to correct questions. So what will happen is I understand a lot of you come with a lot of background. There's so much involved, and I would love to interact individually. But what will happen is that we may not hit the bullet points, and we may not have any action points moving ahead. So I already made that statement. I understand there's few of you who must have been asked to move out. Some of them are moving out of their own accord, and some of them have already completed their tenures. So, Shivam, what was the first thing which came to your mind? What next may be, just a role, position, CTC, engagement? What is it that came to your mind, thinking ki I have to move out? What is the first P1 thing which was there for you? Survival?
survival, sir, of course, that was the
Okay,
first thing, sir.
great. So,
And whatever role, I'm sorry, sir,
please,
whatever
please.
role I apply for, will I be satisfied with it?
Okay.
Vis-a-vis the amount of satisfaction what I'm getting in Forge.
So this is where, ladies and gentlemen, the biggest dichotomy, for us lies. As a veteran, as a military person, we are used to making courses of action and options. We keep generating options. ये भी मिल जाए तो मैं ऐसे कर लूंगा, वो मिल जाएगा तो मैं वैसे कर लूंगा. It doesn't work in the real world. Most of us have not fought in a war except counterinsurgency operations, which most of us, I'll say, few of you must have participated in Kargil war. Now the options generate करना planning paper पे बहुत ही आसान है. I have also created op plans throughout my life. हम सबने किया हुआ है SAN model discussions. But when you are moving out now, please, you have to understand this. This is the first time in your life you are applying for a job. You have never applied for a job, barring few short service commission officers who must have worked before joining Army or Navy or Air Force. Others, for them, somebody like me from NDA or maybe they generally आपने 12th pass की, चले गए academy में, नौकरी लग गई. So we have never planned, we have never applied for a job. Location, remuneration, social status, survivals, engagement. This was never our cup of tea. We never thought about these things. But today I'm forcing you to think on those things. What is it that you need the most? Like some of you rightly brought out, मुझे सिर्फ engaged रहना है. किसी के लिए survival है. किसी के लिए compensation is also one part of it. Somebody wants to rise up in ranks, role, position. Somebody wants a location. And these are all tangible, and these were all questions which came to me also. So first thing I'll request all of you to please decide yourself what is it. What is P1 for you? Okay, Anand sir, I don't know your. So we can't hear you. We can't hear you, sir. So you're on mute, sir. We can't hear you.
Sorry. I'm in the air actually. So yeah, I hope I'm audible now.
Yes.
Okay, I'm Foxtrot 91 from the Corps of EME and taking PMR. Like for example, if you would ask many people, my aim is that I require a job in Hyderabad because settled, I have to make a bit more than the pension for extravaganza or for enjoying life and keep myself engaged.
Fantastic.
And then to look after my family, I'm from the EME Aviation, and having done a tenure certification in Semilag also.
Fantastic. So now I'll just take this conversation a little further. To look after your family, have a good time. How much CTC you think you will get? About 1.5 lakh rupees as pension, and also you will get if you don't commute it. Plus your corpus is going to give you another 30,000-40,000 rupees as interest in case you just put it in a simple plain FD. So now, what is the compensation which you think will give you happiness, or you'll be able to take care of your family?
In my case, I feel that I get my last CTC that would be more than enough for my cash flows to be coming, and so that my SIPs are on, my investment in markets is on, which I'm going to do with my corpus also. I've already planned my asset allocation, etc. I'm debt free. I don't have any debts on me, so that those things I have taken care of. So all I'm looking is for a simple cash flow. SIP chalna chahiye 50% of cash flow. 2 lakh mahina milega to 1 lakh cash flow. SIP chalna chahiye.
Fantastic. So I'll say a figure of somewhere. So if we'll not home on to compensation now. I just took a figure from him because he was quite clear in. So let me just share my screen again. Let's just move ahead and. So as I was mentioning, I did this, DIPR. I did the SSB GTO course. I became a GTO, assessed a lot of personalities, went about, doing a lot of stuff while I was at DIPR because final name बहुत clear था. Final name था कि मुझे निकलना है. And उसके लिए मैं अपनी तैयारी उस टाइम पे शुरू कर चुका था. Same questions were there in my mind. I was doing a lot of pro bono stuff, like this SSB children. I was training them. I was part of rehabilitation of veterans. Now you may say कि हम सबने ये सब कुछ किया है, but I'll tell you इसकी value कहाँ पे आती है. वैल्यू मतलब कि बाहर वालों को इसकी वैल्यू आप कैसे दिखाते हैं. ये अंग्रेजी तो हम सब लिख सकते हैं. हम सबने कभी ना कभी अपनी लाइफ में ये सब कुछ किया है. So this is where the more important part is. Has anybody ever condensed your learnings in a single slide or a single piece of paper? Ever? I would actually vouch. I also did it while I was doing this resettlement course. कि मैंने ये सब कुछ करने से अगर आप मुझे लेते हो तो आपको फायदा क्या मिलेगा? I interact and I understand all the service and groups. Now, why this is important? Why I understand all service and groups? Because if I go and apply in a defense industry or a defense manufacturing industry, they will understand this. Counterinsurgency terrorism, expertise in collaboration, participative development, enhancing awareness. They may look like अंग्रेजी, but actually ये जब बाहर आप जाओगे आपको समझ में आएगा कि लोगों को इन्हीं चीजों की वैल्यू है. वेटरन है, पता है, अच्छा बंदा है, सब कुछ अच्छा है, ऑनेस्टी इंटेग्रिटी ठीक है, बट उसको ये समझ में नहीं आएगा कि वेयर आर यू एडिंग वैल्यू टू दैट company where you are applying. Science and art of negotiation, heightened strategic communication skills, growth mindset, 20,000 plus personalities, whatever. Just a second. So now you got a glimpse of how whatever I did, how I was able to condense it in one slide. And this is a presentation which I'm showing you. Part of the presentation was when I applied, when you will be applying for a senior position, because you all will be becoming leaders, even in corporate. Junior, maybe the short service commission guys will go as AVPs or senior level managers. The 20 plus year service guys and the 20 plus service, the superannuating will go as vice presidents, or they will be going as senior vice presidents, or maybe as AVP also, depending on the size of the company. Now, in your interview, what will you tell them कि मैंने कारगिल की लड़ाई लड़ी है या मैंने ये किया है मैंने वो किया है, उसका उनको कोई मतलब नहीं है और उनको कोई समझ में नहीं आ रहा. तो meanwhile, while I'm conducting this presentation, I'm also trying to train you how you will be going for your interviews, what preparations you will need to carry out. So you need to condense your life in this one particular slide, which will help you to write your own CV as well. Any questions, any queries on this?
Let me just add that, I sent my CV that we have prepared from that global resume builders to my brother-in-law who's a GM with Nissan Renault. And he says, too many word sentences. When the profile comes to senior leader, remember that it would glance only a few seconds. And I could not understand what skills and achievement by looking at a CV, though I know a lot about you. My own brother-in-law has written this, who's a GM with Nissan Renault.
So again, sir, I'll slightly, be in slight disagreement. We'll talk about CVs as we go ahead, how to build, how to go about it. I'll brief you on that also. And I will strongly ask everyone not to employ any external agency to make your CVs. In our course, when I did DGMP 3 and it ended on 31st of March, there was about 8-10 of them who employed 5,000 से 15,000 रुपए उन्होंने दिए, including this there's a Navy captain का भी उनका भी है CV building का, There are a lot of army wives who are doing it. Finally, वो हमको खुद को ही अंदर बैठ के सबको ठीक करना पड़ा. Because see, they don't understand you. Nobody will ever understand you if you are not able to understand yourself. How will somebody else understand you? So that is where I'm saying, if one tenure, for example, you are commanding a unit and you are applying. So I'll just talk about CV a little later. Whatever I've shown you till now about those questions and about how to condense your life in that one slide. Is there any doubt? Is there any query on that? Okay, so then we'll move ahead. Somebody's texting, tell me every time I don't have to come out of it like this. So after these learnings which we presented, I also would like to show you my own learning curve, which which it helped me after I took that decision, and that is why I used the first one of the questions was how much time you are left with. So I did a MSc in military psychology, PG diploma in human resources and Narsi Munji se maine operations mein kiya. However, when I decided I need to move out, I did these 6, 7, 8 certifications. Some of them are not mentioned here. While I was doing my resettlement course in IIM Mumbai. Now, I'll just tell you something more about it. So, these were my USPs, which I condensed कि ये मैं कर सकता हूँ और मैं किसी कंपनी में जाऊंगा तो ये मेरी ताकत है. So here I'm not able to. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm here to guide you what is best for you. It is not a very big deal. Please remember, Shivam, everybody who's been asked to move out or who have moved out and now are the regret will be one part of human behavior which nobody can.
बना दो थोड़ा सा दाल, नहीं तो ये सब पूरा पानी पानी हो जाएगा. चावल जब खाते हैं ना तो बता चाहिए.
Okay, so again, this is like a military operation. Just plan it well, and I'm actually telling you, be passionate when you are executing it. What happens is self-doubtiousness, self-criticism. Like Vineet just told us, कि मैंने एक decision ठीक लिया है कि नहीं लिया है. His experience will dictate few things, but this is the first thing which comes to our mind कि I am wrong. शायद मैंने कुछ गलत किया होगा. Identify your domain. There will be a lot of theoretical gaps which you will have. For example, you want to get into a particular vertical, human resources, operations, supply chain management, or you may say, admin and security. Remember, just recollect when we were children, हम डॉक्टर के पास जाते थे. एक MBBS डॉक्टर होता था, वो हमारे को पेट दर्द, सर दर्द, बुखार, जुकाम, टांग दर्द, फ्रैक्चर सबकी दवाई देता था. However, today there are specialists, even an orthopedic surgeon भी आपको एक ankle specialist के पास रेफर करता है कि आपकी ankle की हड्डी वो ठीक करके देगा. Tendons के लिए अलग है. This is kind of specialization which is going around these days, and even in corporate, this is the specialization which is desired. Now, how do you get that specialization? You may say, मैंने तो 20 साल फौज में काम किया, मैं तो यार specialist हूँ इस चीज का. It is an incorrect, it is a misnomer, incorrect belief that you will be carrying with you. Human resources of forge, human resources of corporate are diagrammatically opposite. यहाँ पे आपका बंदा आपका काम नहीं करता है तो आप उसको डंडा मारते हो या उसको पनिश करते हो. I'm actually telling you now, having been part of this company for 6 months, I get a mail at 10 o'clock in the morning, 10:30 office है. Sir, I'm not coming today, I'm not well. क्या करोगे? कुछ नहीं कर सकते आप. So there are two diagrammatically opposite domains. However, these gaps can be filled. These are all theoretical gaps. Practical application आप सभी को आती है करनी. So fill those theoretical gaps. For example, HR business partner, onboarding and recruiting, payroll management, counseling sessions. You can take a ICF certification. So this is where your human resource gets padded up, and you say that after having served in 20 years and managing those kind of human resources in the Army or Navy or Air Force, now I understand how corporate works. Now this course will only get you to that interview. Interview mein how do you talk about it? We'll just see it further. Analysis, fill those gaps as per the time which is available. Like Shivam said कि सर मेरे को एकदम surprise हो गया. Somebody may say कि मुझे तो पता था superannuate होना है. So one should have planned, one should have done few courses. Even if you have not done, Now see how much time is left. Like you have about 5 months. उस 5 महीने में आप कितने courses कर सकते हो, कितनी validity और कितने tenacity वाले कर सकते हो, वो सब आपके ऊपर है. For 6 months that I was there in IIM Mumbai, I don't remember sleeping more than 5 to 6 hours in a day. I used to do at least one course, one certification I used to take in a week or 10 days. Maximum 10 to 15 days I used to take one certification and then practically apply it also. Implementing, forging alliances, you must be knowing everybody in the world. You must be knowing a lot of cousins. You must be knowing a lot of veterans who are there in the market. You must be knowing a lot of corporate people by virtue of you being in army and carrying out some function or something. Please reconnect with them. Take inputs for them. Ask them. However, sifting of those inputs is your responsibility. Don't take anybody's statement, even today, what I tell you, as gospel's truth. Apply, process that information. Don't corroborate it from 5 sources. This is not A1 intelligence and A2 intelligence कि मैं 2-3 sources से मिल जाएगा या एक बहुत तगड़ा source होगा तो मैं बताऊंगा. नहीं. Like somebody rightly brought out, my brother-in-law is there. Now he's a good person to give him the first-hand inputs. However, वो input आपके ऊपर कितना लागू करेगा वो आपने decide करना है. Don't, again, my brother is also a chartered accountant. I take a lot of inputs from him, but then I process it and I see how I can apply in my own company. His company is different, mine is different. Psychological realignment towards vertical. I'll just brief you certain things about the verticals as we go ahead, because we all have different desires in life as we are moving ahead. You need to psychologically realign to the culture and the work environment also. Now you may ask, यार हम psychologically realign कैसे कर सकते हैं? हमारा conscious mind में तो आप सभी करेंगे. You will go for an interview, you will address somebody as Mr. So and so. Chivalry जो हम बोलते हैं, दरवाजा खोलना, वहाँ पे वो लगेगा ये तो बंदो ऐसा, मतलब somebody is doing a menial job. So you need to culturally and psychologically realign yourself कि नहीं मुझे ये चीजें करनी है और कुछ चीजें मेरी USP हैं, उन्हीं के ऊपर ध्यान देना. Lastly is follow up, your status post employment. How, once you get employed, what will you do? How will you go about it? That is again a very big question mark. Any doubts in whatever I have shown you till now? या तो दो तरह के लोग सवाल नहीं पूछते, या तो सब कुछ समझ आ गया या I am talking Greek. So I assume that because we are all veterans and coming from the same background कि सब कुछ समझ आ रहा है. Yes, Mr. Colonel Sanjay.
Sanjay sir, अभी पिछले 10-15 दिन में so many webinars are there. Now it is started confusing. Some people are saying certifications are required. Some people are saying please don't do. Some people are saying join startups. Some people are saying go to reputed company. Whole lot confusions are more and more day by day.
So and that is why I'm here to answer those confusions, Sanjay sir. क्योंकि वो सब करने के बाद मुझे भी यही सवाल थे और यही कंफ्यूजन थी, और मेरे भी जिन्होंने वेबिनार किए, I have learned by design, not by default.
Right.
Whatever my interactions with others, my interactions. So that is why I gave you that list. For example, let's take your example. Where do you want to, like you just mentioned, no, that you want to get engaged. I think आप ही ने बताया.
Yes, sir. Yes,
so,
sir.
Engagement आपको क्या लगता है? आपको कौन से vertical में engagement खुशी देगी? Admin and security?
Yes, sir.
Correct.
Simple.
Now
simple.
I am telling you today that in civil you may have a lot of experience of 20 years, but एक plant को किस तरीके से उसकी security handle करनी है, उसमें CISSP, CSF, there are so many courses which are there, and you will be pitched against another veteran who would have done those courses. He would threadbare बता देगा कितना TB लगेगा, recording में ये होगा वो होगा. How will when you are compared with that person, where do you stand? मैंने तो किया है, मैंने पोस्ट पे अपना सब कुछ करके देखा है, मैंने पल्टन में सिक्योरिटी अरेंजमेंट किए है, मैंने ट्वाइसी बनने के बाद सब कुछ, I was a security officer of the company, of the battalion. But where is the value that you are adding to that person? वो तो बोलेगा यार इसको तो सब कुछ ही आता है, इसको तो सारी अंग्रेजी पता है. Finally, it is all about अंग्रेजी ना. Just give me 1 second, please. Deepika, can you give me an hour, please? I had messaged it. Thanks. Thanks. I'm hiring also in a big way, so we are interviewing. Sorry. So Sanjay sir, that is the whole point. मैं आपकी जो कॉमन सेंस को अपील कर रहा है ना, जो फौज में जैसे हम वो ओथ लेते हैं ना, फ्रीडम हमारा, मेरा एक बहुत बड़ी धारणा है जिसको मैंने अप्लाई भी किया है कि द मोमेंट वी टेक ओथ कि हम जहां बोला जाएगा वहां जाएंगे, जो बोला जाएगा, तो एक्चुअली हमारा दिमाग ऐसे हो जाता है कि अपना दिमाग कम लगाना है, क्योंकि बोलते हैं अपना दिमाग मत लगा.
Yes.
Common sense is not so common. Please read this article, ladies and gentlemen, Obituary of Common Sense, because this is what is going to help you when you're out today. When you're fighting it out today, you're in a different battle zone. So you have to do certifications because those are the gaps. Those gaps you will fill. Like one of sir rightly brought out, Anand sir की उनके brother-in-law ने जैसे बताया है, एटलीस्ट और कुछ नहीं, आपको किसी कंपनी में रेफरेंस से नहीं जाएंगे तो एटीएस वो शिफ्ट करेगा, क्योंकि आप सिक्योरिटी के लिए अप्लाई करेंगे, वो 5 फिल्टर लगाएगा, सीआईएसएसपी, अगर प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजमेंट के लिए जाते हैं तो पीएमपी, और आप बोलेंगे आपका आएगा कि नहीं किया हुआ, तो वो छोड़ देगा, बोलेगा साइड में करो इसको. तो डू इट नाउ. यू नीड टू सी where will you get value on those courses. Should you do it from KPMG, PMP, वो भी कराते हैं. Should you do it from like बढ़ते कदम और आगे कदम, कुछ that association is there, no? I'm forgetting the naval officer. Vinay sir is संभव कदम से करना है, क्या आपको कोर्सेरा से करना है, तीनों जगह से होता है, या उडेमी से करना है. Now when I was doing certification, या मैंने जो MBA की है, मेरा बड़ा सिंपल फंडा था, मुझे जार्गन आनी चाहिए, वो अंग्रेजी आनी चाहिए जो अंग्रेजी मेरे को फौज ने नहीं सिखाई, इनसे बात करनी है. There is something called WBS, work breakdown structure, जो आपको मैनेजमेंट कोर्स में भी सिखाया जा रहा होगा. No, वर्क ब्रेकडाउन स्ट्रक्चर क्या है? कुछ नहीं है. वर्क ब्रेकडाउन स्ट्रक्चर वही है जब आप जेड किट बैग अपना तैयार करते हो किसी ऑपरेशन के लिए, वही वर्क ब्रेकडाउन स्ट्रक्चर है. सिर्फ उसको एक वर्ड आपने दे दिया है, प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर, की यहाँ तक ये काम खत्म होगा, उसके बाद ये होगा. हमने जब भी ऑप प्लान्स बनाए हैं तो D+M+5 में ये मूव करेगा, M+2 में दूसरा मूव करेगा, ये रिजर्व में होगा. वी हैव डन ऑल दोस थिंग्स, बट हाउ डू यू पोर्ट्रे that you are not a misfit in their organization by only learning those jargons? So my funda was learning what is happening in corporate as well as learning those jargons. I hope I have clarified your query, Sanjay sir.
Yes, sir.
Anybody else? Whatever I've shared, this is just a outline of. Can you move ahead? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now comes to the most important part, domain selection. Remuneration, location and social status. अगर तीनों मिल जाते हैं ना तो ये जैकपॉट है. किसी को क्या वो मुकम्मल जहां नहीं मिलता, वो वाली बात है. पैसा चाहिए तो लोकेशन में कॉम्प्रोमाइज करना पड़ेगा, लोकेशन चाहिए तो पैसे पे कॉम्प्रोमाइज करना पड़ेगा. सोशल स्टेटस, आई विल टेल यू guys that you have achieved a social status which is highest in Indian society. You are retired military veteran, you have served in the forces, आपकी इज्जत पूरी जिंदगी रहेगी. So that social status, I am not relating to the remuneration part of it. Now comes location and remuneration, because for example like Sanjay sir said कि मुझे ना engaged रहना है, तो वो एक security का role, अगर he says कि मुझे family के साथ भी रहना है and he belongs to Delhi, ना वहाँ पे security के role limited होंगे. However, if he says फैमिली को मैं अपने साथ मूव कर लूंगा, बच्चे मेरे बड़े हैं, वो घर से वो बाहर पढ़ने जा चुके हैं, so then he will get easily a job of even of 40-45 lakhs in a far-flung area like Tamram or anywhere near Chennai जहाँ पे कोई सीमेंट का प्लांट होगा and those kind of things, and he'll easily get a job. So that decision you need to take. That's why again and again I was saying कि remuneration है कि location, क्या चाहिए. Now somebody like Shivam who may say कि sir मेरा भी agenda is survival. So initially he may take a job which is he's getting compromised on location. That's okay. Because initially you need to learn. एक साल का और field हो गया. I am sitting in Navi Mumbai. My son is in 10th. They are in Delhi. So I have decided this is 1 year of field for me again. But that's okay because I am the vice president of a company. I'll be growing. I have already grown. I made the cut, and now I'll be growing from here. So एक साल अगर मैं थोड़ा अब मैं I am again going on Friday evening because I got that kind of remuneration कि मैं हर weekend पे travel कर सकता हूँ अपने घर, या मैं उनको बुला सकता हूँ, तो मैं करता हूँ. Again, that compromise what I made was on location part because मुझे role और remuneration समझ में आ रहा था. You want to build on your service experience, you don't abandon it. For example, must be, like Rajat is an EME officer. However, in EME, he has worked extensively on like base workshops जहाँ पे उसने armor tanks की overhauling की है. Just giving you one small example. That is not a very specific thing, but he can really build on that. These days, Atmanirbhar Bharat, defense industries, everybody is gunning in for those kind of things. He will be picked up without pity or remorse by anybody in the world actually today, because he's worked on that. Now provided he wants to build on that service experience कि ठीक है मैं वो करा है और उस चीज को मैं और अच्छा कर सकता हूँ ना, उसमें भी अलग अलग स्पेशलाइजेशन होंगी which he should be doing or he should have done while he was preparing. Ab initio, that is initially your aim is to reduce competition. How do you reduce competition and whom are you competing with? You are competing with your own peers. Take it from me in writing. एक फौजी को दूसरे फौजी के साथ ही पिच किया जाता है, एक सिविलियन के साथ आपको बहुत कम पिच किया जाएगा. एडमिन एंड सिक्योरिटी मैक्सिमम कंपटीशन, क्योंकि सभी मोस्ट ऑफ अस वांट टू डू दैट. टेक्निकल रोल्स ऑपरेशंस लीस्ट कंपटीशन. I am vice president operations in Philips Education. I never went for an admin security role for different reasons, like Neil sir brought out he wants to do something different. Even I wanted to do something more challenging, different. And that is why, despite being an HR specialist, doing HR verticals, इतने सारे courses करने के बाद, जब मैंने realize किया कि भाई इसमें बात नहीं बन रही है, I was interviewed for a CSR head role. I was interviewed for a CHRCO role. बट मैंने देखा ये तो यार वही काम है, पेरोल, इसकी लड़ाई उससे हो गई, उसकी लड़ाई उससे हो गई और वही चीजें कर रहा हूं मैं. So I decided I don't want to do that. Any domain is possible because you know how to adapt. But initially you should build on your strength and then you can also, switch into a cross domain. Will you rise faster than your peers? If you have time, be adventurous. You will rise faster than your peers because you are adaptable. Now it also depends on your sense of adventure. Like Neil sir ka, what I can understand, he says, "यार बहुत हो गया, अब मुझे कुछ अलग करना है." And his risk-taking ability, depending on how well he has planned his transition. And does he have that kind of money parked somewhere? Or even if he doesn't have money, his corpus is going to take care of a lot of things. Your psychological realignment, I keep mentioning this point because this is very, very, very important, and your conditioning on that. Any doubts, any queries on whatever just I have given it to you? So we are good to go. So I have again, I'll just reiterate my journey. GTO for 7 years. When I decided in 2014, 4 years GTO, 3 years instructor GTO. HR में twice ही था बल्टन का, वो सब सारे चीजें मैंने डाल दी अपने CV में. However, when I came to IIM'B, I did 8 certifications in HR only. उसके बाद इतने लोगों से interact किया, professors ने मदद की interact करने के लिए. HR head of Mercedes Benz, मतलब name a person and I have interacted, and then I realized that this is not my cup of tea as of now, because I will be pitched with civilians of 25 years of experience in HR whom I cannot match. I took this call very, very deliberately. Operations was the last thing I wanted to get into because मुझे बहुत मजा आता था, personality assessment, I can make psychometric tests, those kind of things I used to enjoy. But now I decided नहीं, मुझे वो नहीं करना, and then I started applying for operations role. Before that, when I left, when I submitted my papers, I applied. I was interviewed by Reliance, Adani for admin and security because I got that CHW experience a little bit. But those roles I didn't want for myself. And that is why then I decided to come for the IIM course, resettlement course. Otherwise, initially I had not planned. So you see, I'm not a person who has jumped. It is only from one place to another. I'm a person who's adapted. एडमिन सिक्योरिटी रोल आ रहे थे, ऐसे चलो और 6 महीने आगे कर लेते हैं, रीसेटलमेंट कोर्स कर लेते हैं. रीसेटलमेंट कोर्स के दौरान रियलाइज हुआ कि ये तो भाई मेरा कंपटीशन बहुत ज्यादा है. आई विल नॉट बी एबल टू पिच, आई विल नॉट बी गिवन दैट काइंड ऑफ रेम्यूनरेशन व्हिच आई डिजर्व. देन आई अगेन स्विच्ड एंड आई वेंट टू एन ऑपरेशंस रोल. सेम, you can decide for yourself which vertical do you want to choose.
Hi Ankur, I have a query.
Hello, हाँ जी sir.
Hi Ankur, this is Colonel Saurav here. How are you?
Great sir, great sir.
अच्छा
Sorry,
Ankur,
I've just started sharing the screens. I can't see you. So please go ahead, sir.
my question is that, like what you said that you have adapted. Most of us we are doing and we will be doing further. The point here is like generally admin security. If someone keeps in lot of competition in admin security. Second, like you have been doing that HR thing, but finally you thought that you will be having competition with the HR guys who are having an experience of 20 to 25 years in corporate.
Correct, sir.
Finally, you have taken a decision of going into the operational operations. Now,
Correct,
the
sir.
same question, my question is that when you go to operations, obviously you also have that kind of competition with the corporate guys who are having that background of 20, 25 years in that operation field also.
Correct, correct.
So that is, so if we go by this pretext that, okay, I will be having, then again we switch it on something other. Do you think it is advisable or
Amazing question, sir. Amazing question. But now I'll tell you, what is your forte? If I ask, or rather you want to plan something, plan a move, for example, deployment, will you be having more experience than the corporate guys, sir? No. You are sorry, yes. You will be having. Like today in operations, I have got 11 projects which I am overseeing, India and abroad. The kind of differences, the kind of value addition मैंने उन projects के अंदर की है, I would have never been able to make that kind of difference in HR, and my MD and everybody is happy. Within the first month, they gave me a raise. After 6 months, again, I'm getting a raise. क्योंकि आपका वो फोटे है सर, आपने पूरी जिंदगी वो काम किया है. आज हमारे जो 11 प्रोजेक्ट चल रहे हैं उसमें 9 प्रोजेक्ट्स में डिप्लॉयमेंट हो रही है, मशीन्स डिप्लॉयमेंट, उसमें छोटे छोटे सप्लाई चेन के इश्यूज हैं, वेयर हाउसिंग के इश्यूज हैं, ये वो मैं इसलिए नहीं जाना चाहता था बिकॉज इट्स अ 24/7 थिंग. मेरा ट्रक यहाँ से चलते हैं और वो मेरे को, although I am now, because initially when I came we had no one, today I got a team of 14 people. I have hired all those 13 guys. तो मैं नहीं काम कर रहा हूँ. हाँ, मेरी शुरू में थोड़ा सा जरूर वाट लगी क्योंकि मुझे वो चीजें करनी पड़ी, but now you're getting the difference that I am creating, sir. I am adding value. आपकी वैल्यू समझ में आएगी तो वो काम करेगा आपके साथ. अगर वो वैल्यू नहीं समझ में आएगी, वो 6 महीने बाद बोलेगा या 3 महीने बाद बोलेगा यार मतलब ठीक है, आई थिंक वी शुड पार्ट वेज.
Understood. I absolutely understand. In addition to this, I have this thing like sometimes in the JD, like we do our homework, we make 1 or 2, 3 plans. Okay, we will generally हम लोग वही करते हैं कि एक एडमिन सिक्योरिटी का CV बना ले, इसका बना ले, जहां मौका मिले वहां कर. Generally, as of now, we are going on those lines. Now in JD, suppose someone like you, मैं वही चीज मैं भी कर रहा हूँ. अब suppose मैंने ऑपरेशन में गया, जेडी में उन्होंने किसी कंपनी ने दे हैव जस्ट गिवन 10 और 12 रोल्स, मतलब टास्क जो करना है. बट वंस यू जॉइन दैट कंपनी, suddenly you got surprised to see that there are
Yes,
many additional things
yes,
which you are not
yes,
aware, and then you
yes,
regret. And then
yes.
there is a dilemma कि अब मैं क्या करूं, अभी क्या स्विच ऑन स्विच उसको स्विच करना है,
नहीं नहीं
कंपनी
नहीं
बदले
नहीं.
एंड ऑल दोस थिंग्स.
Again,
बिकॉज
amazing
ग्राउंड अभी हम
question,
लोग
sir.
को प्रैक्टिकल
Yeah,
एक्सपीरियंस नहीं किया है, हम लोग वी आर जस्ट टॉकिंग. सो आई जस्ट वांटेड
correct.
टू नो अबाउट.
So,
या
sir, you have to see one thing that आपको छोटा छोटा एक्सपीरियंस हर वर्टिकल का है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर आपको बताया जाता है या आपकी यूनिट को बताया जाता है कि यार एक इन्फेंट्री डे पे एक बार एस्टैब्लिश करनी है, आई एम जस्ट गिविंग अ वेरी स्मॉल एंड स्टूपिड एग्जांपल, एंड ये आपकी लिमिटेशंस है, आपने वो बेस्ट तरीके से करने की कोशिश की होगी, बिल्कुल की होगी सर. सो दिस इज योर मार्केटिंग स्किल्स व्हिच हैव कम इनटू प्ले. योर हाइंडसाइट में आप अपनी बार में अच्छा मैं ये कर दूं, वलहला लगा दूं, ये कर दूं, हाउ इट डिफरेंशिएट्स, हाउ इट स्टैंड्स आउट. मेरा फैमिली वेलफेयर कैसे स्टैंड आउट कर रहा है बाकी लोगों से. आई एम गिविंग स्टूपिड एग्जांपल्स एंड दे मे अपीयर स्टूपिड, बट ये सब आपने जो किया है इसकी वैल्यू आपको समझ में, अभी मैं आपको आई एम जस्ट ट्राइंग टू शो यू द मिरर कि आपके अंदर क्या वैल्यू है. हाउएवर, वैल्यू होना टिक्स बिट्स में अलग है, एक फोटे होना, एक कॉम्पिटेंसी होना अलग है.
करेक्ट.
आज मेरे मार्केटिंग का जब मैंने बंदा हायर किया या बंदी हायर की, मैंने सोशल मीडिया एंड आउटरीच करके उसको मार्केटिंग करके बंदी हायर की. हमारी एग्जीबिशंस में मशीनें लगती हैं, उन मशीनों को लगाने के लिए मुझे एक बंदा चाहिए था या बंदी चाहिए थी या जो भी एक पर्सन चाहिए था उसको लगाने के लिए. मैंने जब उसको हायर किया तो मेरे को कोई रॉकेट साइंस करना ही नहीं पड़ा. मैंने बोला अच्छा हमारी मशीन लगी, ये होना हमारा. उसने बोला ठीक है, और आज वो मशीनें दे आर एज अ फौजी. अगेन वो मेरा दिमाग चल ही रहा है कि मैं कुछ ना कुछ अलग करूं, वो जो है टेढ़ा में हमें होता है ना कि 9 पॉइंटर कैसे लेना है एसीआर में, तो 9 पॉइंटर ऐसे आया तो मैंने कुछ उसमें थोड़ा सा अलग किया, लोग पागल हो गए सर अच्छा ये भी हो सकता था, हमें पता ही नहीं था, हम इतने सालों से कर रहे हैं। बट दैट इज नॉट योर फोर्टे। इफ आई टेल यू एसईओ ऑप्टिमाइजेशन कर लो, मार्केटिंग के अंदर डिजिटल मार्केटिंग कर लो, वो आप नहीं कर सकते बिकॉज आपने वो नहीं किया है। बट हाँ, ऑपरेशंस में डिप्लॉयमेंट ये चीजें आपने की भी है, बाकियों को आपको थोड़ी थोड़ी नॉलेज है। एज अ ट्वाइस आपको फाइनेंस की नॉलेज है, बट कैन यू मेक अ कंपनीज बैलेंस शीट? नो,
नॉट एट ऑल। या
तो दैट इज व्हाट आई एम सेइंग। हर वर्टिकल में आप कंट्रीब्यूट कर सकते हो, बट आपका फोर्टे कहाँ पे है, आपका स्ट्रेंथ कहाँ पे, वो आपने देखना है। सो दिस इज लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, आई हैव जस्ट रिफ्लेक्टेड ऑन अ स्लाइड each every vertical, what kind of competition, what kind of growth will you have? Like admin security, sorry, Sanjay sir is right. He wants to be engaged. तो उनको पूरी जिंदगी प्लान के रखो, उनको वो खुश है। Am I right, Sanjay sir? हेलो,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
तो वो पूरी
Exactly.
जिंदगी अगर प्लांट हेड होगा, उसके बाद वो रीजनल हेड बन जाएंगे मैक्सिमम, उसी में खुश हैं। बट मुझे आज वाइस प्रेसिडेंट बनना है, मुझे इसके बाद सीईओ बनना है कंपनी का, मुझे उसके बाद सीईओ बनना है, भैया हर एक की रिक्वायरमेंट नहीं हो सकती। सो कॉम्पनसेशन, कमिटमेंट, नाउ माय कमिटमेंट इज वेरी हाई। आई केम बैक फ्रॉम ओडिशा yesterday, very late night, early morning rather. I was in Qatar last week. Every week I travel, and I am that kind of commitment is required initially. दिखाना भी तो पड़ेगा कि हम भाई अच्छे लोग हैं, जो आप हमें लेके आए हो, वी आर एडिंग वैल्यू। एंड wherever I go, whenever I visit these places, I take out 10 to 15, क्योंकि हमारे को क्रिटिकल थिंकिंग शुरू से बता दी है, फॉल्ट फाइंडिंग करनी है। बायोस में भी तो नंबर मिलते थे फॉल्ट फाइंड करने के, तो वही करते हैं पूरी जिंदगी। मैं जाता हूँ वहां पे, फॉल्ट फाइंड करता हूँ, देखता हूँ उसको कैसे ठीक कर सकते हैं। अब क्योंकि आई एम इन लीडरशिप पोजीशन, वो करता हूँ, लोग खुश हैं। ग्रोथ high, very high. Again, it is getting reflected. Anybody, any questions on this particular slide? Sir, if you go to the advice on the second bullet, finance, marketing, IT, pit it against people with pure domain experience. आपको experience है, but pure experience नहीं है आपको. Shall we move ahead?
yes.
Now I'll just show you a case study on. I was interviewed for a CSR head position. How? Okay, let's just. I think it's becoming a monologue now. I would expect there's so many ladies here. I have not heard a single voice, so they are all sorted. Either they have something in their zone
No,
where
no,
they.
many of them are raising their hands. It's just that you are on the screen. You're,
Okay,
you're
sorry.
sharing the press.
Yeah. Please, anybody who wants to ask anything till now, whatever we have covered. See, if you'll ask questions, then only we'll be able to move ahead. Please go ahead.
Good morning, sir. This is Lieutenant Commander Khushbu, sir. Can I go ahead with my question, sir?
Please.
Sir, I have two questions related to your previous slide. First thing, sir, I want to opt for project management. As of now, whatever I can understand, I have decided that. Maybe after joining, I might find it suitable or unsuitable. But as of now, I have decided that. So my question is, I have done my part of share of project management work in Forge, like runway resurfacing project or Mafu project and many others. But in interview, how to convince the interviewer that, because that project management will be different from what we have done, but how I can communicate to them that I'll be a fit, I can do it. If I've done that, I can.
Fantastic, Khushbu. So my next 4-5 slides, when I appeared in a CSR head role, मैंने क्या किया वो आपको बताएगा कि आप प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजमेंट रोल के लिए कैसे बता सकते हैं। इसका एक छोटा सा एग्जांपल मैं ये दे सकता हूँ आपको। आप कंपनी कमांडर रहे होंगे कहीं, जब आप कंपनी कमांडर थे, फॉर एग्जांपल यू आर अप्लाइंग फॉर अ एडमिन सिक्योरिटी रोल, सो यू विल से secured or sensitized area of 400 plus square kilometer, ensured incident free zone in my area of responsibility, ensured this, ensured that, related to security. Then you are applying for a human resources, you will say carried out efficient human resource management with zero absenteeism or turnover in 120 plus people, ensured their finances are maintained, something like that. So उसी रोल में now you see how you are bifurcating your CV, अपने आप ही निकल के आ रहा है। For example, you are project management or CEO ने यही major हो, मान लेते company commander, and Khushbu you are told कि okay, conduct employment mela for something, or let me take a simpler example which all of us have done. Organize a station event, any any event. आपका Navy Day आ रहा है and you are organizing that, so you can put as a project manager prepared work breakdown structure of an event which included 5,000 plus people, efficiently, seamlessly executed that particular event in this manner, carried out this. So you're getting my point. The same role, how you are able to bifurcate yourself. काम हम सबने वो किया है, but the moment you say as a company commander, मैंने event भी किया है, मैंने family welfare भी किया है, मैंने जवानों का भी ध्यान रखा है, बोलेगा ये तो jack of all trades है, नहीं चाहिए मुझे, क्योंकि बाहर एक बंदा ऑलरेडी अवेलेबल है जो 15 साल के एक्सपीरियंस वाला है, जिसने सिर्फ वही काम किया है. आई नीड स्पेशलिस्ट. अगेन गो बैक टू दैट एंकल स्पेशलिस्ट वाला एग्जांपल ऑफ माइन. आज यू विल नॉट गो टू एन एमबीबीएस डॉक्टर अगर पैर में दर्द है. व्हाई डू यू गो टू एन ऑर्थोपेडिक सर्जन? सेम रूल अप्लाइज हियर. मुझे नहीं जाना, मुझे तो उसी बंदे को वही बंदा है, बंदी चाहिए. सी दे आर पेइंग फॉर बोथ. दे आर पेइंग फॉर यू आल्सो सैलरी, दे विल पे फॉर दैट पर्सन आल्सो. बट व्हाई विल आई टेक समबडी हु डजंट हैव अ क्लू in their eyes? So they'll say nahi yaar, not done.
So exactly how to convey that in the interview.
I'm going ahead. Okay,
with this. Right.
I'll just
Right.
tell you.
In the
So I'll
second,
just
small part, another question, sir, connected to it. If you can choose to answer it later, sir. How to? This is, I feel 70 to 80% of people, they want to be project managers, and I'm one of them. So how to cut the competition?
70-80% नहीं बनना चाहते प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर जो आपको लग रहा है. आप पहले पूछो तो सही अपने ग्रुप में कितने लोग बनना चाहते हैं. अभी तो मैंने 5 लोगों ने बताया, सबका अलग अलग रिक्वायरमेंट है. पोजीशन तो रिक्वायरमेंट एक लास्ट बंदे का है. आप पहले हो जिसने बोला है प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर बनना है.
नहीं है तो it's better, but I think everyone today is doing PMP and
because भेड़ चाल है, फौज में सिखा दिया जाता है, एकेडमी से सीखा हुआ है आपने, जहां जनता जा रही है वहीं चल पड़ो. आई हैव नॉट डन पीएमपी, आई हैव नॉट डन, मैंने कोई कोर्स लीन सिक्स सिग्मा तक नहीं किया है, मैंने ऑपरेशन में हूं. अरे वैल्यू कोर्स करने से कोर्स की वैल्यू तो समझो. एमबीए ऑपरेशंस में किया है मैंने, बट उसकी वजह से मुझे हायर नहीं किया गया है. आई कैन टेल यू दैट आई हैव बीन हायर्ड because I could tell them how I am going to add value to your company, which I'll just show you. That when I went for a CSR head position, and they asked me, because at our level sometimes we get an opportunity to give a presentation, and sometimes we are told you boil it down for us. So either ways this will help. So whenever I used to prepare for any position, any role, I used to make a प्रेजेंटेशन. अब देखो मैं फौजी हूं, तो मैंने कॉर्पोरेट सोशल रिस्पांसिबिलिटी को स्टेक एक नया नाम दे दिया. ये नाम होगा पक्का नेट पे. आई डोंट से कि आई एम अ क्रिएटर इन्वेंटर, बट ये नाम मैंने कहीं पढ़ा और ये मैंने बोला नहीं, ये कॉर्पोरेट स्टेक होल्डर रिस्पांसिबिलिटी है. मेरी अप्रोच क्या थी, मैंने क्या क्या किया है जो सीएसआर के रोल के लिए फायदेमंद है. जो मैंने आपको वेटरन्स का बताया था, मैंने इनके साथ काम किया, मैंने कैसे प्लानिंग करी उसकी, किस तरह से मैंने, हमारे प्रोग्रेस क्या हुई. मतलब सबको नंबर्स में मतलब होता है कि मैंने कहां से शुरू किया. फर्स्ट टाइम ऑफिसेज ओपन ऑन सैटरडे एंड संडे ऑफ स्टेट गवर्नमेंट. ये भी मतलब बताना कई बार उनको समझ में आता है कि इस बंदे की इतनी जान पहचान है. एंड ये सब मैंने ऑन ग्राउंड काम किया हुआ था. 30 जून तक क्या स्टेटस था, स्कोप कैसे मैंने एनहांस किया, कितने लोगों को मैं अपने एम्बिट में लाया. दैट मींस नाउ दैट पर्सन इज सीइंग एज अ सीएसआर कि खाली पैसा नहीं खर्चेगा, ये एप्रिसिएशन मुझे कहां से मिली, ये और भी कुछ करेगा मेरे लिए. अगला स्टेप क्या था, मैंने हायरार्कीज अगले 2-3 साल के लिए सेट की, डिजाइन किया, टीम क्रिएट की. नाउ दिस इज अगेन वी ऑल हैव डन, बट आई एम जस्ट शोइंग यू. आई एम गोइंग लिटिल क्विकली बिकॉज़ आई हैव गॉट अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट मीटिंग एट 11:45 एंड आई कैन नॉट, आई हैव ओवरशॉट द टाइम. देन आई गॉट टू देयर डेटा. ये उनकी बैलेंस शीट से मैंने लिया कि आपके देखो एम्प्लॉइज टर्नओवर रेशियो कितना है. तो उन्होंने बोला टर्नओवर रेशियो से तुम्हें क्या मतलब है सीएसआर हेड को. आई सेड नहीं, ये हम सोशल मार्केटिंग करेंगे, एम्प्लॉय को रिटेंशन करने के लिए काम करेंगे, क्योंकि सोशल मार्केटिंग करेंगे कल को खुशबू को भी लगेगा कि मेरी कंपनी अच्छा काम कर रही है, मेरी बिलोंगिंग होगी कंपनी के साथ. ये मैस्लो की नीड्स डाल दी मैंने उसके अंदर, क्योंकि उनको समझ में आया कि व्हाट आई इम्प्लांटेड इन देयर माइंड वाज कि आपका एट्रिशन रेट पैसे के लिए लोग नहीं छोड़ रहे हैं, साइकोलॉजिकली रीजन के लिए छोड़ रहे हैं, स्ट्रेस नहीं हैंडल कर पा रहे, उनको वैल्यू समझ में नहीं आ रही अपनी जिंदगी की, वो बोल रहे हैं पता नहीं मैं कहाँ जा रहा हूँ या कहाँ जा रही हूँ. एंड व्हेन आई टोल्ड कि कन्वर्ट सीएसआर इन प्रॉफिट जनरेटिंग मोड, हम इसको प्रॉफिट भी जनरेट कर सकते हैं सीएसआर के माध्यम से. And I told them कि you are most of it is doing CSR activities that you are doing is by third party. Why don't we have an integral team to do that kind of stuff? And social issues का चार्ट, ये उन्हीं के चार्ट हैं सारे. मतलब मैंने उन्हीं की रिपोर्ट से निकाल के उनको दिखाया कि ये देखो आपके 36% कहाँ जा रहे हैं पॉवर्टी एलिवेशन, बट उसका नतीजा क्या निकल रहा है ग्राउंड में? कुछ भी नहीं निकल रहा. बट ट्रिपल बॉटम लाइन बोलते हैं इसको, अर्थ, कम्युनिटी एंड पीपल इन फाइनेंशियल इंडस्ट्री. और जो भी कंपनी का नाम था एबीसी, आई थिंक यू मस्ट हैव ऑलरेडी रेड. हाउएवर आई टोल्ड कि हाउ हमारे मेरे आने से ये फर्क मैं डाल सकता हूं आपके पीपल, प्रॉफिट्स एंड प्लैनेट में. Yes, they had already done little bit, तो ये भी मैंने उनको निकाल के दिखाया. आप लोग ऑलरेडी कर रहे हो, बट आपके नेम सेक है. तो मेरे आने से क्या बेनिफिट होंगे? सोशल मार्केटिंग, रिड्यूसिंग एट्रिशन, ब्रांड विजिबिलिटी, बेस्ट टैलेंट पूल, क्योंकि मैं खुद टैलेंट एक्विजिशन का बंदा हूं, तो मैं टैलेंट एक्विजिशन करूंगा आपके लिए बहुत अच्छा. असिस्टेंस टू सेल एंड मार्केटिंग टीम, उनको भी मैं असिस्ट कर सकता हूं. Sorry, I have gone a little fast, but Khushbu, does it answer your question? कि for a simple role that I applied for, how much preparation I went into? Similarly, as a project manager, when you portray yourself कि मुझे बताओ, तो मैंने आपको सीवी का जैसे बताया कि how your CV should read is कि पूरी जिंदगी स्कूल से लेके बड़े होने तक तेरे तन मन में सिर्फ प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजमेंट नहीं घुसा हुआ है, एंड यू आर अ मास्टर एट दैट. तेरे को 20 साल का एक्सपीरियंस है, 14 साल फौज और प्लस 6 साल पुराना. दैट इज वन वे ऑफ डूइंग इट. द सेकंड इज सीवी में हर अपॉइंटमेंट में प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजमेंट का ही लिखो, and use words which are used in project management, work breakdown structures, forecasting, project management जैसे वो MS projects होता है. Take all those things. Any other doubt, Khushbu, you have? Sorry,
Yes, sir. Your answer just raised one more doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
In CV, sir, like in every appointment, we do mixture of things. In
Correct.
everything we do project, everything we do operations, everything we do administration. So it should be slightly different from the corporate, sir. Should
Correct.
we project it like operations management, project management?
I'll just show you. I'll just show you.
Or posting wise, sir.
Yeah. So you should. So this is the CV which I created for corporate affairs role, for example. ठीक है. मेरा हर CV ना ये सिर्फ 2 पेज का है, बाकी सारे CV मेरे सिर्फ 1 पेज के. Now you see, corporate affairs के लिए मैंने conceiving, executing, controlling high value, high stake projects ये अंग्रेजी लिखी. Key skills लिखा, collaboration and alliance formation, risk governance, project management. So ये भी मेरे change हो गए. Coordinator, ये मैंने क्या किया? मैं डेपो कंपनी कमांडर था अपने सेंटर में. हमारे यहाँ डेपो कंपनी होती है, जैसे आपके रिटायरमेंट के पहले लोग जाते हैं ना 1 महीने के लिए फॉर देयर पेंशन ड्रिल एंड ऑल. हमारे यहाँ वहां पे ये लोग आते हैं. बट जब मैं इनको ये सब अंग्रेजी लिखी तो दे अंडरस्टूड कि अच्छा ये बंदे ने ये सब भी किया हुआ है. वाइस प्रेसिडेंट मैंने क्यों डाला? बिकॉज दैट इज एन इक्विवेलेंट ऑफ व्हाट आई वाज डूइंग इन डीआईपीआर. कोऑर्डिनेटर, लीडरशिप, ट्रेनिंग एंड डेवलपमेंट, जब मैं डीआईपीआर में इंस्ट्रक्टर था या सीआईडब्ल्यू स्कूल में इंस्ट्रक्टर था. जॉइंट डायरेक्टर एडमिन एंड सिक्योरिटी, जब मैं पलटन का कंपनी कमांडर था या टूआईसी का रोल कर रहा था. कमांडर यूनाइटेड नेशंस, क्यों मैंने कमांडर सबसे नीचे रखा है? क्योंकि इस रोल के लिए इसकी जरूरत नहीं थी, मैंने सिर्फ डाल दिया. बट इसमें भी मैंने क्या लिखा है देखो ध्यान से. In tandem with other UN agencies like UNICEF, UNDP, enabled equitable and meaningful implementation of programs. मैंने ये नहीं लिखा कि मैंने कंपनी बहुत अच्छे से कमांड की, सिक्योर किया, इंसिडेंट नहीं होने दिया, लड़ाई नहीं होने दी. मैंने ये चीजें लिखी.
Understood, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I'll show you guys another. This is my 1-page CV that we had created initially. कई बार बोलते थे, जैसे भी आपको भी बोलेगा आपका प्लेसमेंट वाला कि 1 पेज का दो, तो मैंने 1 पेज का छोटा सा बना दिया. ये
Praveen sir, you have a question, sir?
Yeah. So this is, now I have created 5 CVs like this. Admin security अलग है, corporate affairs अलग है, HR के लिए अलग है, operations के लिए अलग है. और उसमें मैंने हर पोजीशन में, जैसे मैंने पहले बताया था, हर अपॉइंटमेंट में आपने कुछ ना कुछ अंग्रेजी करी हुई है, वो आप अंग्रेजी के अंदर डाल दें. स्पेशलिस्ट बनना है, not what generally we are resorted to. Like Navy has a very fantastic thing which Charan is taking advantage of, कि they don't move GTO so easily. हमारे यहाँ 4 साल का टेन्योर होता है, उसको भगा देते हैं. अब नेवी में ये 40 लोग 18 साल से GTO है, तो टैलेंट एक्विजिशन में जाएगा. बट स्टिल नेवी टैलेंट एक्विजिशन, कॉर्पोरेट टैलेंट एक्विजिशन इज नॉट सेम, और आर्मी और whatever. So when I was appearing for a talent acquisition role, and believe you me, all the 4 roles that I applied for, out of 4, 3 I got shortlisted and selected. It was choice was with me what I wanted to do. There was a talent acquisition role also, but then I showed them. Where did I learn? I learned on YouTube कि civil का talent acquisition क्या होता है.
Ankur, if I ask a couple of questions.
Please. I have 10 minutes. Now I'm all yours.
Yes. Back, is it wrong when you talk about money to your interviewer? Is it wrong when in case I say I'm looking for a job for money, good money? Is it wrong on my part to talk about that?
अगर एक youngster, अगर एक let me give you a hypothetical situation. You are the STOIC of the battalion or company commander, और आपके recruit आता है नया. आप उसे पूछते हो फौज क्यों ज्वाइन की, तो वो बोलता है साहब यहाँ CHD की फैसिलिटी मिलती है अच्छी, और ना मेरे पास नौकरी नहीं थी, खाली बैठा हुआ था. What will your reaction be? So there are certain things which are not, they also understand कि ये रिटायर हुआ है फौज से, इसको भी नौकरी चाहिए. कुछ चीजें उसको भी समझ में आती है, बट आपने जैसी उसको, मेरे सबकॉन्शियस माइंड में जो है वही तो मैं मुंह से बोल रहा हूँ ना उस टाइम पे, तो उसे लगेगा ये तो आपका नुकसान का होगा. मैं बताता हूँ, वो उसको समझ में आ जाएगा कि इसको पैसे के साथ खिला सकते हैं. वो आपको 4 लाख रुपए एक्स्ट्रा देगा, 2 लाख रुपए एक्स्ट्रा देगा, आपसे 50 लाख का और काम करवाएगा, भगाता रहेगा आपको पूरा दिन. फिर आप बोलोगे अरे सर मैं इतना क्यों भाग रहा हूँ. अरे भाई तुमने ही बोला था आपकी रेन्यूमरेशन और 5 लाख रुपए बढ़ा देते हैं. So you have to understand what your time, your hourly rate, जो नवल रविकांत की बुक में भी वो बोलता है, your hourly rate is what you have to decide. If you are easily sellable, which you will portray the moment you talk about money, you can be, I'll not use the word sellable actually. If you can be pitched at a particular level, then you've seized, because your now growth potential is that much. उनको समझ में आएगा कि इसको इतने से 50 लाख से 55 कर दो, 55 से 60 कर दो. Today I am asking for a raise of 30% and I will get 30%, क्योंकि मेरे वो वैल्यू क्रिएट उनको समझ में आ रहा है कि शिफ्ट मार्जिन इतना कर दिया है इस बंदे ने. So you will be handicapping yourself terribly. Second is you are setting a wrong example, because all said and done, after all we all are humans. When we go for an interview, पहले तो जो आपका पहला इंटरव्यू होगा ना, वो कोई बात पैसे की करेगा नहीं, आपका HR ही बात करेगा एट आर लेवल्स. जनरली कोई नहीं करता, कोई फौजी होगा तो वही करेगा कि उसको पता है दूसरा फौजी आया. Otherwise generally people don't do it. But my suggestion would be not to talk about CTC. You can always say, if somebody asks you how much CTC are you expecting, like somebody rightly brought out कि जितना मेरे को फौज, मतलब I am getting this much CTC, like I had said कि I am getting 42 lakh rupees CTC or 40 lakh rupees CTC. तो मैंने उसको दे दिया. अब आप देखो आपको कितनी प्रिविलेजेस हैं, सबको डालना शुरू कर दो ब्रैकेट में, including your house and everything. Today I'm paying 1% of my salary I'm paying as rent, where I'm saying, and I'm paying a huge rent, which I discussed with you yesterday also. But मैंने उसको numbers में डाला ही नहीं. I said कि आपको जो value समझ में आएगी, then we'll talk about it. It is too premature.
My second question is, does it make a difference? Let's say I work in Nasik, or maybe I work in there's a plant in Odisha, and you're working maybe doing a similar job in Bombay. So for our next employment, does that make a difference that you have come from Odisha and I've come from
Doesn't
Bombay?
really matter. It is depends on your role. For example, like Sanjay sir said कि मुझे engagement करना है. अगर उनको admin security की नासिक में मिल रही है, कोल्हापुर में मिल रही है, कहीं पे मिल रही है, and he says I'm okay. When after 2 years he applies in Mumbai, they'll say क्या करके आया? अच्छा पूरा plant head करके आया. He knows Marathi. So those are the kind of questions admin and security में लोग पूछते हैं कि local language, vernacular language आती है कि नहीं आती. They're more interested in that.
Praveen sir, you have a question?
Yeah. Hi. Hi, Ankur. Sorry, this is at the fag end.
No, please, sir.
I am Echo 98. I have 3 questions. I'll run them through quickly, run through them.
Please, sir.
In case you're not able to answer, we'll connect one on one.
Right, sir.
Okay, basic question is how to make sense of JD. You know, as you're reading, because our experience is in the forge. How do you translate it outside? Again, I'm from the EME. That is one, because our interpretation may be one-sided. जो मैं समझूंगा ना, because I tried talking to my civilian friends, but they can only tell so much. What can be clearly
Yeah,
told to us
absolutely.
is from a
So I'll
ex-forgy.
just basically see JD. Give me for instance, sir. Let's see now. अभी तो मैं जैसे खुद JD create कर रहा हूँ अपनी कंपनी के अपनी positions के लिए. So I've just opened LinkedIn, sir. I've gone to job. Excuse me. Now there is a JD of a HR director in this. ठीक है sir? You with me, sir? उसमें
Yeah,
लिखा
yeah,
हुआ
I'm
है
with you.
develop and implement HR strategies that align with organization's goals and objective. ठीक है. अब मुझे बताइए सर, मैं चैट में डाल भी देता हूँ. ये अभी उसमें ये एक लाइन है, ये उसने रोल बोला है कि ये आपको करना है. ठीक है. अब मुझे आप बताइए सर, इसमें आप मतलब वेयर इज द कंफ्यूजन इन दिस, मतलब सॉरी, ये दे आर आस्किंग डेवलप एंड इम्प्लीमेंट एचआर स्ट्रेटजीज. आपने किया है सर पलटन में?
No, correct. This is straightforward. Understood. This is straight. I'm looking. Let's say I want to apply for an airline.
Okay.
I worked in as an engineer in Army Aviation for about 10-12 years.
Right, sir.
Okay, when I look at their JDs, you know, I'm not able to make sense. I mean, broadly, or I want to work in, let's say, tech.
नहीं सर, दैट्स व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग. मैं आपको एक चीज और सजेस्ट करूंगा सर. देखिए, the biggest, okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I'll just tell you the 5 options that I created for myself and why we should and how we should take expert advice on this. One is, first and foremost, मेरे दिमाग में था any role but growth role, so operations came to me. Second was any role HR. Third was any role survival, like somebody rightly brought out. Fourth was रोल भी समझ में नहीं आता, पैसा भी समझ में नहीं आता, मार्केट में रिसेशन है, जो भी है, I'll write a book, I'll become a public speaker. Fifth was ये सब भी नहीं होता तो अपनी SSB की कोचिंग एकेडमी खोल लूंगा, which I didn't want to do. तो ये 5 ऑप्शंस के साथ when I jumped into this foray, चौथे ऑप्शन के लिए यानी कि पब्लिक स्पीकर बनने के लिए मुझे पता था कि मेरे को विजिबिलिटी चाहिए. I hired somebody to give me visibility on LinkedIn. मैंने कहा लो पैसे, महीने के 2,500-3 हजार रुपए मेरे से वो. That person had a following of 5 lakh followers or something, and that person could not speak 2 lines of अंग्रेजी clearly. 2 लाइन वो नहीं बोल सक रही थी, but I hired her. So I'm giving you same example, sir. अगर आपको आप as an engineer you are applying for a role in airline and you are not finding that somebody you are not able to decipher the JD, then approach a consultant.
Got it.
Today the consultants are not charging you. Consultants are charging the company. You enroll yourself in a consultant, 1,500-2,000 रुपए लेगा, वो आपको पूरा JD, आपका रिज्यूमे JD के हिसाब से तैयार करके देगा, because you are in a very specific niche domain of airlines. That's why I'm giving you this suggestion.
Roger. It's 11:42 now. I don't want to hold you back. Okay, I'll connect with you one-on-one.
Sir, you go ahead. Maybe we'll be benefiting others also. Please go ahead. I'll take a couple of minutes.
Okay. Because time is very important for you.
No worries.
Okay.
बताइए. अभी
Second
मैंने 1
is
घंटा इंटरव्यू आगे कर दिया है, 5 मिनट और कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा, बताइए.
Roger. तो see, ultimately जितने भी हम बोल रहे हैं ना, मैं frankly बता रहा हूँ, we learn in our first job on OJT. Like हम as a lieutenant, I went to Kupada on attachment. Academy सिखाना अलग है, on ground करना अलग है. Number 1. Then from there I went to my first EME unit, again a YO, with experience. Then from there I did my aviation specialization. There I went with almost 11 years service, but I was a YO.
Sorry, सवाल पूछ लीजिए तो ज्यादा अच्छा रहेगा, सभी के लिए फायदा हो जाएगा.
The thing is, are there any internship, paid, unpaid, hand? I just want the websites.
No, there are. For you, I would strongly advise not to go for internship, even if it is paid, unpaid. ये नौकरी जो पहला साल है, ये paid internship है आपकी, यहाँ सीखना है.
Okay.
I have taken this as my paid internship. That is why compensation was not my P1. For me, P1 was growth, role, challenging. And I have accepted a role, leaving a role which was paying me 5 lakh more, but the role was of a manager. Although I was doing pan India talent acquisition, but the position was manager. I didn't want to start from a manager. I've started from a vice president. I've taken 5 lakh less because it's a fresh company. That's okay.
Yeah.
This is my paid internship.
Fine. Can you share some resources like open resources for interview practice and vocabulary, jargon?
Sir,
In case later on, not now.
नहीं, I'll be very upfront with you, sir. There सरबजीत सच्चर ये वो LinkedIn पे बहुत लोग हैं जो इंटरव्यू की तैयारी कराते हैं. एक टाइम था जब मैंने भी बहुत लोगों को इंटरव्यू की तैयारी कराई है, बिकॉज तब तक मेरे पास बहुत ज्यादा टाइम होता था. I can always come back to you guys with a specific CV designing and an interview kind of a thing. I don't mind doing that, but you'll have to give me some time. I don't advocate going to any civilian for this for a very simple reason. वो अपने हिसाब से बताएंगे, हमें अपने हिसाब से समझना है.
Correct.
And I have not come across any potent Fauji who is doing it. I prepared my own batch for interviews. A lot of them, out of whatever I prepared, they got absorbed also. They got decent positions. I'm really happy. I'll be able to help you in that. But not maybe about a week or 10 days later, we can again organize something like this. I'll be more than happy if you want.
Fine. Can I know when did you get your break? After how many interviews did you get your break?
2. I appeared to दोनों admin security के थे सर. Admin security वाले में जाना नहीं चाहता था, तो ये कैसे 2 वो मैंने मना कर दिए. उसके बाद तीसरा वाले में मतलब ब्रेक ही था सर. ब्रेक मिल चुका था सर. I believe in a theory of खुद ही को कर बुलंद इतना कि हर तदबीर से पहले अपने आप को इतना एम्पावर कर लो कि कोई मना ही ना कर पाए आपको. And we all have the capability. Only thing is वो दिशा देखने की जरूरत होती है और अपने पे भरोसा करने की जरूरत होती है, जो पूरी जिंदगी हमें ACR और इन सब के चीजों के चलते कभी हो ही नहीं पाता. Because every year we are fighting a new battle, which is not there in corporate. Every day you are fighting a battle, but not at your position when you get absorbed. Till the time you slap the MD, you will not be taken out कि नहीं तू भाग जा यहाँ से. You are not working.
क्या कर रहे थे? Thank you.
So Rajat, I think over to you. Yeah.
I just sum up. First of all, we have a picture. I request everybody to please switch on their cameras.
Thanks, Ankur. Thanks.
My privilege, sir. My privilege. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for those questions.
Thanks.
Rajat sir, can you
Switch on
mute
your
all
cameras.
because
खाना खा रही है अब.
Sir, Rajat sir, please mute all.
Again.
Yes.
Same here.
बड़ा जल्दी कर रही क्या
I'm really sorry. We are still developing. We are hiring more people. Just give me some more time. I'll create some more space and I'll interact with you. Whenever you guys are there in campus, I can actually come there. We'll spend more time. That'll be better.
बेचारा करण को वहां पे छोड़ देंगे
Where's the
तो
mute on there?
Rajat sir, you can mute all. You have the option. You're the host.
Suraj, you are unmute.
वही तो.
Trying to find it. I'm unable to find it.
Sir, go to participants. Click on participants. There you will find mute all option. Click on participants.
Yeah. Thanks. Ankur, you'll have to unmute yourself now.
Okay.
I'm very, very thankful to Ankur. I call him Sabi. I'm very thankful to Sabi. He's, why I wanted him to come was because he talks like he's just been out 6 months back. So he's got the correct perspective, because others, what we've been talking of with until now, they are out for us 3 years, 4 years. So you tend to change. Ankur's out for us maybe 6 months. So we are almost in the same boat. He's sitting in the front, we're sitting at the rear. Thank you so much, Ankur, taking out time. If at all you permit, I'll share your numbers with the few of us. And
please do that.
And whatever openings you have, I'm looking for a few openings for our batch also.
God willing, by the time you all come out, I think we have already grown 5 times in the last 6 months since I have joined. Hopefully, we grow more and my budget gets increases so that I can give you a respectable offering. As of now, I would not like to offer you that.
I'll take a picture. Everybody smile, please.
I can't thank Rajat enough, and thank you so much. Thanks everyone. I am not here by any obligation. This is my duty as a veteran. I am supposed to be helping you all. Whatever little I can do, please pardon the delay in responses or maybe certain incumbencies. But I will help. Whatever best I can do, I'll try to do that. Thank you so much. Anybody wants referrals or anything on LinkedIn, you can send it.